and no fists. But open hand, open heart. How we've always greeted our people with open heart. And you give your whole self, your love to the person, even if you don't know them. That's why we've got lots of relatives all over this country. We're related all over, relatives. Our people love people. And the stories are not just stories, not just entertainment. It was the way of our people, how we educated our young people. Taught our young people and old people, and ones who look really old, and those who look really young. All people, the grandmothers and grandfathers used to say, we're all related. Be careful what you say. Be careful what comes out of your mouth, because you'll be remembered. Be careful. Don't think nobody knows your language. Maybe someone be speaking your language you don't know. May have not been raised in your village, but their mother or father taught them your language. Because that happened to us one time. My grandmother, during the Depression time, they were all... I guess I'm supposed to share an Indian language. If you're listening to this story, this is true story. It's entertaining too. If you're listening, can you say Habu?
Habu.
Habu, that's what Tulalip say, or Snohomish people say in the state of Washington. Habu means we are listening.
Habu.
Or if you speak proper English, we are listening. And well, in those days, the Indians, colored people, white people, they had to sit in different places, drink different fountains. Well, the blacks, or in the days it was the colored people, Negroes, and the Indians, or Indians or whatever, they all were forced to sit together. And the white people sat at the nice places, you know. Well, in this restaurant was quite a popular restaurant. It's still there today. It's called the Village Restaurant. And it was the only restaurant in the state of Washington during those years that you could sit anywhere you wanted to. It didn't matter if you were white, pink, or red, or whatever. You could sit in whatever color you felt like you were. And so my grandmother and her sisters, she had two sisters. Okoyo Tabukchaka, this is Snohomish language, spoken near Everett, Washington, and Marysville, Washington. We have a Marysville up there too, Washington. All about Tahashistilo, Chatabatila You're letting me know you're listening to the story, you're not asleep yet. So. Don't forget to say habu when I stop talking. I do actually stop talking sometimes.
Habu.
Oh, they were talking away. Kala tita uniform, hotubu chitla, teacher to United States government. Oh, kalbo akati jigabu to kata.
Habu.
Oh, in them days, they, racist words they used back then, but people didn't know. That's just the language they used. And well, the Indians were all sitting together. There, this handsome black man come in. That my grandmother, she called him, but she in her language she was talking Indian, except for Jigaboo's not our language. It's from the white man. We blame everything on the white man. And she said, how come that white man looking at us? How come he's staring at us? And you know, like when someone's staring at you, it's just like they're pressing on your soul, touching it in our Indian way. You can look at a person without just gawking at it. You can feel your old people say, the old Indians used to say, your eyes are all over your body. It's not just these two. This is not the only two that way. They go out after a while, but when they go out, you'll have to use the rest of your eyes that live all over your body. That is your how you breathe and everything, your pores and all that stuff. Oh, my grandmother was just disgusted, and her sisters also were disgusted. And they had an old aunt, Auntie Penelope was with them. And Auntie Penelope was really old, strict Indian. Marry, make sure when you get married, you marry same class system. Marry very wealthy. Don't marry no lazy man.
Habu.
Because your father might be too happy, might get someone to kill him. And so they were very strict them days, you know. Gunshot weddings, that's what else the other name? Shotgun, I got it. Well, all arranged marriages back then, still, even that time. In our tribe, we were still primitive yet. Well, they did not like, the women did not like this black man gawking at them. He was just staring at them. And they were just irritated, you know. And they just went on, they start talking faster in their language. And when we talk fast and we're talking about somebody else, it's an insult to talk really, you talk as fast as you can. And when you talk really fast, that means that the person is not important. They're really not. And it doesn't matter if they tell you anything because you never really cared anyway. And so they were talking about it. Well, as soon as they were done talking, they were finishing the dessert and all that. Then the handsome young black man walked towards the table with three sisters and the old aunt Penelope. And and my grand aunts and grandmother, she was kind of scared because she never ever communicated or exchanged anything of any kind of relationship or communicating in that way with a jigaboo, which she called at that time. And her sister said, "Hey, look, jigaboo." Mr. Jigaboo, why are you standing in front of our table? Why are you bothering us? But they were talking in their language, and they didn't speak English. Just my grandmother knew how to speak English. And Aunt Penelope knew, it cost $5, $10. That's what English she knew. And then he took his hat off. He was very, very, very polite, courteous. He was a gentleman. And he said, "Oh, lahe chubutata butaj. Up to behila chutaka. We at it halan potage. Jack to be born to stay. To we ula chubukakuti tak." قالوا it's a hot baby. I drew it out. My grandmother, her mouth was wide open. Her auntie, she was just almost ready to faint. And then my other grand, she was choking. They're on their food. The other one was shaking. They were just all having their fits. They just couldn't believe this black man, this jigaboo, is talking to us in our language. Even a white man just been living with us this long doesn't even know our language. And he said, then he spoke and he had the nerve to even translate into English. So other people could know what he was saying in our language, in Indian Telugu. He says, you know, my mama, my mama, she left the reservation long time ago. That's how our people, when we say a long time ago and they're leaving, they go, woo! They're really happy they're leaving. When my mama, she left many years ago, and she knew she couldn't come back, she made what you call a jigaboo, and a black man, or a colored. And but she taught me my language. And she said, there's a lot of mean Indians. Lot of meany Indians like you. Who don't like to listen. Stubborn as a ass. As a jackass. No translation for ass, jackass. We never had jackasses. They're until 1860. And she raised me with my language. She taught me all our family songs. And he sang a song so beautifully. It had so much rhythm and so much beauty in singing our language. And I had never heard our family song sung in the style he sang. And when he was done, he said, he told us the name of his mother. And my grandmother, she began to cry.
Aww.
And my granddad began to cry. And she was singing a death song, the granddad, because they didn't know. I had never seen sister. This was the sister, the youngest sister.
Oh my gosh.
Of all of these three ladies who were sitting there and the aunt. And he said, my mama told me that my people would love me if I spoke my language. If I spoke my language, I'd never feel alone. I never feel alone. Even if I forget my language and only remember one word. And then from that day, we've had jigaboo in our family for quite some time now. But this one story I wanted to, it's real short. I'm sharing something fun.